Good morning, hope you're well. This morning I want to share a thought about how important it is that we're available for Jesus to use us. Not just at church, but in our daily lives as Jesus followers. You know, the end of Paul's second letter to Timothy, there's a great few verses where Paul asks for some really practical help from Timothy. You know, it demonstrates perfectly how service isn't just about the person teaching from the front or just about how we serve at church. It's about how we serve Jesus every day in everything that we do. And if you look at verse 14 of chapter 4 in 2 Timothy, and if you look at verse 9 as well, you know, it says, "Be diligent to come back quickly. Bring the cloak that I left with Carpus at Troas when you come, and the books, especially the papers." You know, and I love that. You know, Paul saying, "Can you bring my coat?" You know, value and visibility don't always go hand in hand. You know, so many people were involved in the early church. You know, when you read through Acts, and the last chapter in the book of Romans is basically a list of people that Paul is thanking. You know, they weren't visible necessarily throughout the book of Romans, but for sure they're mentioned because they were available and they were used in service to Jesus. And that is so valuable because everybody has a role. Some are more visible, but you know, it only works if everybody is involved. If we all make ourselves available to be used by Jesus, not just at church, but in our daily lives, wherever we work, wherever we spend our time, Jesus wants us to be available to be used by him. If you've ever had surgery, and I've had a few, you will know that you speak to your surgeon a few times. You know, a couple of weeks before the operation, on the day of it, and then afterwards as well. You know, I've had a few kidney operations, so I know the routine, and you have these conversations with your surgeon. But when you go into the surgery, there's lots of people in the room. You don't necessarily know their names. You don't necessarily know what they do, but they're pivotal. They're so important to that surgery. And they have a role, a really important role in the work that's been done, in this case for me to my kidneys. And when I describe my surgery, I'll say Mr. Camula, who's the surgeon, removed stones from my kidney. But during my stay there's anaesthetic consultants, there's nurses, porters, cooks, physios, lab technicians, radiologists. The list goes on of the people involved in the work that was being done on my kidneys. The surgeon, Mr. Camula, was visible, but so many were valuable, and it wouldn't have been a successful surgery without them. My kidney was fixed because so many people made themselves available at that moment to support and to work on what was being done. They were counted to do their bit. And it's so true for us as followers of Jesus. We have to be available to be used by God in any way. You know, not necessarily worrying about whether or not we're visible, but about being available, giving our life to serve in the same way that Jesus did. And the simple question for us really is, and it's the same question every day, you know, are we willing to give up our lives for Jesus in the same way that Jesus gave his for us? God bless you. Have a great day.